What is up, my Saiyan gamers? XX was the Explorer here with my very first review of sorts on this channel. In today's game in question, we'll be looking at Super Bomberman R. Because why not? My first review, one of the very first games that was a launch title for the Switch. It's its 33rd anniversary, even though it was made by Konami. Even though you can't see it. I'll put a picture on the screen. So yeah, Konami published this game, and the last time we've seen a Bomberman game was 7 years ago on the DS, if I remember correctly. 33 years is a very long time to be around. Does this game still got what it takes? Let's find out. Now let's dive into the story mode of the game. When starting off a new game, you get to be greeted with this cutscene of some weird scientist, old-looking guy ripping a black hole into space and resurrecting these 5, I guess you could say, trash Bombermen, because they're literally in a trash field, so I guess you can call them broken, whatever they are. But you see this old guy resurrect them completely intact, mind controlling them. For what purposes? We'll learn about that in a little bit. Shortly after witnessing that, we cut to Planet Bomber, home of our 8 heroes called the Bomberman Brothers. Even though 2 of them are women. Because the Bomberman siblings doesn't roll off the tongue like the Bomberman Brothers do. Now, with watching this cutscene, the first thing you may notice is that each Bomberman are doing something completely different. That's because the game developers for this actually gave each Bomberman a unique personality. Like the white Bomberman is an all-out leader trying to get everybody to train. The black Bomber thinks he's absolutely perfect and doesn't need any of that. And then you have a blue Bomber who's just completely lazy and wants to sleep. Just to name a select few. Which is something I really give a lot of props to. They actually give unique personalities and makes each one of the characters seem different. While trying to get the team together to train, the screen starts flashing. An old guy appears up. His name to be revealed, Emperor Bugler, who is now going to be the new ruler of this universe, as it would seem. He has resurrected 5 different former bomber people and calls them the 5 Dastardly Bombers, and challenges anybody to come towards him and stop his evil ways. There are 5 different worlds, each world consisting of about 10 levels, with including the boss battle. So that's about 50 levels you have to go through before you can get to Emperor Bugler. Now some of these levels can actually go by pretty fast, and there are different kind of levels to keep the player intrigued. One of you might be seeing a lot is just wipe out all the enemies with your bombs on screen. However, there are some slight variations of different levels. Like, there are some levels where you have to go around stepping on a few switches. There's another one where you have to go and survive for like a certain amount of time, like a minute and a half, 2 minutes at most. And then there's an escort mission where you go around the stage and collect these crying people needing a rescue. At the start of each world, you can select one of the 8 Bomberman brothers. None of them play any differently, just which color you like the best. All of them have the same stats, but here's where things get fun. Throughout each level, you see these little garbage blocks that you can put your bomb in and blow them up in. While some items might be underneath it, like little power-ups for your character. Say like having the ability to drop more bombs, be able to move faster, be able to kick your bombs around, punch them around, or making them just basically powerful in general. It helps progression in each level, like it helps you feel like you're making more progression, which is something that I like. After completing the first 8 levels of each world, you get greeted with another cutscene showing you the little personality of the Dastardly Bomber you'll be fighting. And in the level 9 of each world, you just take them on in regular Bomberman fashion, just the way you've been doing in each level, trying to kill them before they kill you. After besting the Dastardly Bomber in level 9, level 10 rolls around, where they get much more difficult to deal with. Each Dastardly Bomber has its own unique boss battle, making it completely different, so you can't use the same tactics on one and then use it on the other one. So it helps spice up the variety a little bit. So you must use your knowledge of what you learned in the levels prior before the boss to help defeat the boss, because some of those things you will learn are the key weaknesses to the boss, and will help everything go by smoothly. Once getting the better of the Dastardly Bomber in the classic Bomberman style and finally defeating their boss phase, you get greeted to yet another cutscene of how things wrap up in that world. After conquering the 5 worlds and the 5 Dastardly Bombers, you finally get to the last world, only to reveal that Emperor Bugler was only using the Dastardly Bombermen for his own need and his own evil doing. While you were off taking care of the Defy Dastly Bombermen in their own respected world, he was creating a black hole to consume everything, to make the universe completely null. Delete, as you would say. So after learning of this horrible news, you must gather all your power, gather all your knowledge that you learned from previous worlds and all those levels you played, and combine them into one ultimate being to take down Emperor Bugler in the 2-stage frenzy. Now putting your wit and your skill together to end the evil reign of terror that is Emperor Bugler, he gets consumed in the black hole, only returning that he will be back. He will be back due to all the negative energy inside of people's souls. Another quintessential mode in the game is the battle mode, where you can put up to 4 Bomberman in one game against one another, or if you want to go a little bizarre and crazy, you can put up to 8 against one another. Preferably, I would choose the 4-player if you're brand new to the game and just want to learn the few basics of how it works. It's still the fun either way, but just 4 is just a little less chaotic. Unless you just want to jump straight into it and just start blowing everything up, then 8-player is probably suited for you. You can choose your stage, choose whichever Bomberman you want to use, the amount of rounds to win, the length of the game, it doesn't matter. Just pick whatever to your heart's content and whatever seems fun to you. Now once you're loaded into the game, you'll notice a certain amount of blank stars underneath your character, showing how much wins you need before you can win the entire game. Once that time limit starts dropping down to 1 minute, you'll see these blocks dropping around in a square-like pattern throughout the entire map, and the last person not to get crushed by that is the winner of that round. Now say you're in the middle of a match, there's 2:30 left on the clock, you accidentally get eliminated. In other Bomberman games, at least the old ones for the Super Nintendo, you get knocked out, that's it. However, in this game, you can actually get in a little car and ride the outside square-like rails throwing bombs. And if you're able to throw your bomb in there and blow up one of the other contestants, you take their spot and get back in the game. Which can be, a little dirty, but it's also really helpful for new beginners that need another chance at something. So, trust me, I've used that a lot of the time. It's very satisfying once you throw your bomb in there and just get back in the game, only to win that round. Very satisfying. Oh, there is one little thing I forgot to mention. When you complete each world in the story mode, you get these graded on how well your performance was, and you get these little coins that you can actually go into the shop and buy. But if you're new to the game, like me, the beginner doesn't really give you a lot of coins. Now, there is a way to get coins. That's why playing online matches multiple times. But you kind of need to play with people that have solid connections, and having depend on 3 other people or 7 other people to have really stable connection is quite an issue, since at least for my experience when I tried playing online, the online servers are kind of meh at the moment. Not really the best. Despite the buggy online and getting little to no coins through story mode and getting absolutely no coins with battle mode to unlock more stages and characters, I still find this game to be quite charming. Now, here's the real question about that. Would you pay full price for this or not? Personally, I wouldn't. I got this a little bit discounted, but $40 is not a bad brand new price, but for my buck, I would probably get this if it was like 20 or less. It's just a little fun party game you can play every now and then with some friends. An hour at most. Story mode is really short, only being like a couple hours long. Plus there's quite a bit of stuff you need to buy, which is very expensive, and trying to get coins is going to be a grind if you really want to complete this game. Without those pros and cons, I give this game a solid 6.5 out of 10. It's an average game. It's not a must-have. If you see it for a discount price, yeah, sure, pick it up. And maybe the online servers will get better. If you managed to get this far in the video without disliking or leaving, I really thank you for that, because, this isn't going to be the best review. It's my first ever review, and I'm, a little anxious and don't really know how things work. So be sure to leave a comment down below, giving me some constructive criticism, constructive feedback, how I can improve better. And be sure to give this video a like if you like it somehow. subscribe if you haven't, and if I can improve on these reviews, maybe I can do a bit more. But until then, this has been Extra Stream with ZX4X, signing out, and have a nice day.